Chapter 10, Own Your Food Choices, Decide What Goes in Your Body. Welcome back to my channel. I am Unstoppable. I am Dr. Tom Wallen, and on this week's episode, I'm going to be covering Chapter 10 of the book Positively Unstoppable by Diamond Dallas Page. Now, this chapter is called Own Your Food Choices. And in my opinion, I think this is one of the most important chapters of the book because the idea of eating healthy is very complicated. If you were to just kind of Google best diet today, you would come up with millions and millions of hits of all this information and a lot of misinformation about the foods that we're putting in our bodies. So this chapter does a really good job of simplifying that. And within the DDPY program, there is a full diet plan where it's broken down into 3 phases. Now, I'm not going to give you all the details of that plan. I don't know if DDP would be very happy with me giving all that information away for free, but it is all located in the book. There's all the meal plans, there's actual exact recipes and suggestions, food lists and things like that. But that's also located on the DDPY Now app. So as I mentioned in a previous video, and I'll leave in a link in the description box below, there is a free 30-day trial that you can take advantage of. So if you go to ddpyoganow.com/offers/unstoppable, you'll have a 30-day free trial on the app. And this app is incredible. It's got access to all the workout programs, all the nutrition plans. There's hundreds of live workouts on there. There's motivational videos. There's everything you'll need to get started. So make sure you take advantage of that free trial if you haven't already started. So because this is a book review, I'm going to put my glasses on because everybody looks a little bit smarter while they're wearing glasses. And let's go on and get started. The most important thing that you can be told about what to put in your body is the simplest advice. Eat real food. Now I know this sounds simple, but you have to take into account what the food industry has done to change our food from its natural state. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Big business values their profit margins more than the health of their customers and consumers. If you don't believe me, be sure to check out some great documentaries about the food industry that DDP has suggested, including Food Inc., Genetic Roulette, GMO, OMG, Forks Over Knives, and Fed Up. Now these can be found on Amazon, Netflix, and iTunes. They're definitely worth a watch. Now today, you have to go out of your way to find the foods that are not processed or genetically modified and are instead what's deemed organic. Now these are the same foods that your grandparents back in the day just called food. When you look at the crippling conditions and diseases that people are suffering from today, like cancer, heart disease, respiratory disorders, obesity, food allergies, diabetes, the diagnosis rates of these are increasing exponentially. Over time, what's changed? And it's honestly the food that we're consuming. It's time that we get informed about the foods that we're putting in our bodies. We take it for granted how amazing the human body is in the way to process, or at least attempt to process, some of the junk that we consume. Now, if you think some of the prepackaged food products that we see on the store shelves in the grocery store is real food, you just have to simply read the labels. Once you get to a word that you cannot pronounce, let alone even know what these ingredients are, you have to start to realize that you have no idea what you're really eating. Changing the way that you eat can feel like a very overwhelming task. We know what we like. We've spent a lifetime developing our own personal tastes. You may think that you cannot give up cheese or bread or sugar, but as the saying goes, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Remember, change begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Enjoying what you eat is relative, and it's indefinitely flexible if you're ready to make some changes. Now, this doesn't mean that eating healthy is all about adapting to foods that you don't like. It's about finding a balance between the foods that you do think taste good, but have very, very high nutritional value. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not expected to make a massive change in your nutrition strategies all at once. So the DDPY diet program has 3 distinct phases that you can follow that will gradually clean up your food choices and help you get healthier by the day. To start, what I would first suggest is starting a food journal. Now, it's important to be aware of exactly what you're consuming on each day. If you get into the habit of writing down what you eat, you may hesitate to hit the drive-thru on the way home from work from a busy day, or you might be hesitant to overconsume at a specific meal. It gives you a baseline of the food types that you eat and how often you do so. A helpful tool is an app called MyFitnessPal. Now, this makes it very easy to record all these details directly onto your phone. Now, it's at this point you should check out the 3 phases of the DDPY eating plan. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on these, but I'll provide an overview. The exact details of the plan, along with recipes and sample meals, can be found in the book and the DDPY Now app. Now, phase 1 involves cutting out all junk food and focusing on real food choices. Phase 2 involves cutting out gluten and dairy from your plan. And phase 3 has specific guidelines on food combining and fresh organic juicing. So here's a quick way to summarize everything you need to know about nutrition. Eat real foods. Organic and non-GMO choices would be ideal. You'll want to limit your amounts of dairy and gluten, especially if you're sensitive. Now, limit your portion sizes on all of these foods. Make sure to load up on fresh fruits and veggies and drink plenty of water. Lean protein sources and non-processed carbohydrates are always the best options. Easy enough, right? Now, where do you go to shop for these foods? Now, one strategy is to limit your processed foods by shopping around the perimeter of your supermarket. If available, local farmers markets are great resources for fresh or organic produce. Now, there's lots of stores out there, particularly like Costco, Wegmans, Publix, and Whole Foods, that offer a tremendous selection of affordable organic and non-GMO options. There's many restaurants that have a gluten-free and dairy-free menu options, and there's apps like Find Me Gluten Free, and reviews on Yelp and TripAdvisor may help find these restaurant choices. Alcohol can be consumed, but again, always use moderation. There's a lot of organic, gluten-free liquor choices, and remember that red and white wine is always a good choice. You can even find some tasty wheat-free and gluten-free beer choices if you choose to look hard enough. If you're using this program to lose weight, consuming the right foods is an absolute must, and you must eat these in the right quantities. You have to stop telling yourself how hard this is. You have to take responsibility and own it. This is just the beginning. Developing the most compatible eating plan for yourself is a journey. So take it one step at a time and always be willing to try new options. Be sure to really study the phase 1, 2, and 3 eating plans outlined in the book and on the DDPY Now app. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment in the comment box below, and subscribe to my channel, I Am Unstoppable. Be sure to watch out. I've got a few more chapters to finish in the book, Positively Unstoppable by Diamond Dallas Page. So I'll be releasing those videos in the next few days. And then also be sure, I'll be finalizing all my, and just summarizing everything that I've done in the last 16 weeks participating in the DDPY Positively Unstoppable Challenge. So I'll be having my end results where I'll be revealing all of my after photos and my thoughts on what it truly took to become positively unstoppable.